Hi ladies and gentlemen, hello. We are going to be talking about integers again today, but this time instead of adding and subtracting, we are going to be multiplying and dividing. Alright, so let's first talk about the rules for multiplication. So the rules for multiplying negatives are as follows. So if you have symbols that match, then your final answer is going to be a positive number. So if the symbols match, the final answer is going to be positive. So that means, for instance, if you have a positive number times a positive number, it's going to equal a positive number. And this is going to seem really weird, but if you have a negative number times a negative number, that also equals a positive number. I know, totally weird, right? So when the symbols match each other like this, that's when you're going to end up with a positive answer. Okay? When the symbols are opposite, let's actually spell this right, guys. Symbols are opposite. That's going to mean that your answer is going to be a negative. So if you have a negative times a positive, that's going to equal a negative. And a positive times a negative is also going to equal a negative. So when symbols match, it's a positive. When symbols are opposite, the answer is always going to be a negative. Now, rules for division, it's also really, really easy because guess what? They're the same rules. So if your answers match, so if you have a positive divided by a positive, it equals, well, a positive. A negative divided by a negative equals a positive. And then when your symbols are different, if they're opposite, then if you have a negative divided by a positive, it's going to equal a negative, and a positive divided by a negative is going to be a positive. Sorry, ignore that. No! A positive divided by a negative is a negative. So sorry, guys. Okay. Exact same rules. Alright, let's do some examples. Let's say we have negative 2 times 6. You have a negative times a positive, which means you have opposite symbols, so your answer is going to be a negative. And 2 times 6 is 12. Wow. Really hard, guys. I know. Crazy. It's insane, the math that I ask you to do. Alright, what about this? 9 parentheses negative 5. Well, because there's no symbol here, that means this is a multiplication problem. We talked about that when we looked at distribution. So 9 times negative 5, they're opposite symbols, so it's going to be a negative. And 9 times 5 is 45. I know. So simple, your guys' heads are spinning. Alright? Negative 4 times negative 11. The symbols are the same, so the answer is going to be a positive. And 4 times 11 is 44. So your answer is positive 44. And remember I told you it's the exact same with negatives. So positive 24 divided by negative 3. The symbols are opposite, so your answer is going to be negative. 24 divided by 3 is 8. Your answer is negative 8. And one last example here really fast, guys. Negative 30 divided by negative 10. And again, your symbols are opposite, your symbols are the same. So negative divided by negative is going to be a positive answer, and 30 divided by 10 is 3. Alright guys, if you're not sure, please rewatch the video and answer the practice questions at the bottom. Thank you very much, guys.